My name is Branda Nowell. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Public Administration in the School of Public and International Affairs at North Carolina State University. Well, our public administration program is a graduate program only, so we have master's and PhD students. And so I teach, at the master's level, I teach a organizational behavior course, and I also teach a service learning course in organizational development and change management. And then at the doctoral level, I teach organizational theory. My research is primarily focused on multi-organizational systems for responding to very complex issues. So when we have issues such as domestic violence or homelessness, degradation of valued resources, environmental resources, those oftentimes involve a whole range of organizations and agencies who are legally autonomous but have to coordinate their actions in order for the community outcomes to be what we'd like them to be. I have 3 projects that I am currently involved in. The first project is working in collaboration with Interact of Wake County, which is a domestic violence service provider and shelter in this area. Interact has purchased the old YMCA building. They're now located on Overland Road. And they are co-housed with 11 different organizations and agencies. And so we're working with them on a project. There's a couple of different things that we're working with them on. One specifically trying to build capacity of the partner organizations that are all involved in responding to domestic violence, specifically related to building capacity for responding to domestic violence and addressing domestic violence in immigrant communities. My research takes a very applied focus, so I tend to work very in close collaboration with stakeholder agencies who are invested in some of the questions that we're focusing on. And so I think that helps. North Carolina State University is a land-grant institution and has a very strong commitment to applied research and to research that really benefits the local communities, both locally and throughout the state. There are several students that are involved in the wildfire project, and so they go out to the field with us. Last summer we were at a fire in California in the field for 10 days doing interviews with the federal and local response agencies, and they were with us. One of our doctoral students was out in the field with us that entire time. And then they also work in support of the projects here on campus. I think CHASS is growing a lot right now, and I see it developing some of its research capabilities. I think the Institute for Nonprofits and different centers like that for helping to kind of focus in research in some key areas and really build our research capacity in those areas and develop some of the relationships and linkages and institutions that we need to really be effective in making a difference in those areas. I think I see that as a really positive direction, continuing to develop more and more opportunities for engaging students in research, and so integrating the teaching and mentoring and research aspects of this work for engaging undergraduates more in research opportunities and research support for graduate students and those sorts of things. There are several aspects of NC State that I was attracted to. The first is I like land-grant institutions. I think I like the applied research focus, their commitment to serving the community that they're involved in. My background training is actually in community organizational psychology, and so that was very consistent with the values of my discipline and the focus of my research, and so that was a good fit. I just think that North Carolina State University is in a great position for really integrating teaching, scholarship, and practice, and kind of finding the synergies amongst those 3.